So I guess we'll call it to order and hopefully Sarah will join us soon. I guess I'm supposed to read this to you. In accordance with the requirements of open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast over Lunenburg Public Access. The town of Lunenburg, in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus, is currently following the guidance from the Lunenburg Board of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the CDC regarding the virus and steps communities can take to prevent the spread of. All the town facilities are open by appointment only outside the open hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. in accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of open meeting law, GLC 30A, Chapter 20. All public meetings are conducted remotely. This meeting will be broadcast live through local access cable on Facebook Live at the public access Facebook page. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. The following information is provided for the members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. And you're all here, so I don't need to give you the link. All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Does anyone have any announcements?
Should do a roll call on who's here.
Okay, so Pete Lincoln, you here?
Here.
Marie Birchfield,
Here.
Cheryl Moisen,
Here.
Betty DiGiacomo,
Here.
Diane Naud,
Here.
Judy Tarbell,
Here.
Jane Rabbit,
Here.
Susan O'Sullivan.
Here.
Sarah, are you here and we can't see you? Apparently not. And Sue Doherty.
Here.
All right. Does anybody have any announcements to make? Any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move forward. All right, did you all get minutes? There are minutes from the last Zoom meeting.
I think so.
All right, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I second.
All right, anyone have any comments? Somebody moved a paper over there and it moved over to Betty and Cheryl. This is funny. Anyone not approve? All right, motion carried. The minutes are approved. All right, we have some current business that we can't seem to get to, which is our Council on Aging Board Member Orientation. I don't know how you feel about doing this remotely. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to meet. I don't feel comfortable doing it remotely. Does anybody have a comment on that?
Definitely not happy with this.
Okay,
It's hard.
Mhm.
right. All right, so I think we should,
What did I lose?
oh, is Sarah coming?
I think so.
Sarah?
How did I lose you?
I see a phone.
I'm trying to unmute her.
Okay.
Sarah, if you can hear me, hit *9 on your phone to request to speak.
Oh dear.
I don't know.
Carry on.
Well, we went from Brady Bunch to, I don't know what. Well, Sarah, we hope you're here and we hope you can hear us at least.
Could she chat in the chat box? Let me.
Sarah, can you hear me? Deathly silent.
It's not unmuting.
All right, well. Well, hopefully she can hear us. All right, so no one is really comfortable with moving forward on the new board member orientation policies. So keep them with you, and we'll keep them in mind. And when we can meet, we'll do that. How do you feel about the bylaws and procedures? Same thing, basically. We need to be together to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like. All right. So moving on to the director's report. Sue?
Okay. Well, I have sent in the FY20 Council on Aging report to the state. And it looks like we have served more people, even during COVID, than we did last fiscal year. We had 1,031 people that we served this year, and last year we served 978. And as far as the volunteers go, we had 57 volunteers last year, and we had 70 this fiscal year. But the hours are less, so go figure. That's where COVID comes in, because there was less volunteer hours during that time. Everything else is pretty much holding its own. Surprisingly so. The new programs that we initiated in June with the drive-through events pulled us through to the end of the FY20 there, and gave us some numbers, so that was good. All of those programs, by the way, have been a, here she comes, hang on a second. Let's see if she comes in. There she is.
Is that her there?
Can you see her?
Yes, Sarah, welcome.
Hi,
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Hey.
welcome, Sarah.
thank you.
Okay, so so the programs have been a huge success. We've had drive-through coffee and donut Tuesday mornings, drive-through lunches on Thursdays, brown bag lunches, drive-through ice cream lemonade socials throughout on Fridays throughout the summer. We're getting anywhere from 20 to 40 people each time. The lunch obviously is the biggest hit out of them all. So that's big in the numbers. And when I communicate with Mass Councils on Aging, with the directors there, they all jumped onto that idea, and they're all loving it, and they're all doing their own thing with it. And so that's been a huge success for the different councils on aging throughout the state, those that can do it. The other thing is we have allowed no more than 10 people with masks on, socially distanced, temperatures taken, sanitized, the whole 9 yards, into the building for certain programs that started mid-July. So we figured health and wellness would be the best. So we are doing chair yoga to a video. We are doing a movie on Wednesday afternoons. We started bingo, I think it was in August, with the 10-person bingo, and that's been going well. So we combined it to one day on a Thursday. So we do a 10 to 11 and a 2 to 3 o'clock bingo. And prizes have been donated by the Eagle House supporters. Also, we've had other outside agencies such as the Lunenburg Business Association donate gift cards to the coffee roaster place and to McDonald's, things like that. We've had different organizations donate gift cards to Hannaford for the brown bag lunches and the other drive-through events. So everybody has really been wonderful. We got a couple of grants, COVID-19 grants. One from Community Foundation of North Central Massachusetts for $1,000, and from Central Mass Agency on Aging for $1,000. So all that has been used for gift cards to Hannaford to purchase the supplies needed for this, which is just easier for us to do. If anybody wanted to donate, we're not taking cash, we're taking a gift card. That way it saves me from going out and having to use my credit card and be reimbursed for it. This way we have these gift cards available for Hannaford, and we can purchase everything we possibly could want from the store. Sandy makes up sandwiches. We buy prepackaged donuts, prepackaged little coffee cakes, things like that. Everything's prepackaged just to keep it clean and sterile. So that's what we've been doing, and so far so good. I'm a little bit concerned about the winter months coming because our groups that have been showing up have been going across the Veterans Memorial Park to socialize after they pick up their drive-through goodies. And like today is not a day to be out there. So that whole social isolation thing is going to start again, and you know that's not good. So we are trying to not overdo the building and not overrun it with people. That's why everything is limited to 10 people at a time for like a 1-hour shot. I had a couple of outdoor programs that 25 could be outside socially distanced with masks on underneath a tent, and they were successful. They were sold out. And I have 2 coming up inside, no more than 20 people. I've already mapped it out. Everybody will be 6 feet apart. Everybody will have a mask. All the social distance protocols will be followed. And that's going to be it for this first half of the year. I'm not going to add anything else until after the second surge or whatever we're going through now, the numbers are going up, is over with. So that's what was going on with everything. But so far, so good. I mean, I have not heard from the state if they're going to cut the formula grant at all. So I gave the town accountant 2 scenarios, one $11 per elder and one at the regular rate of $12 per elder. And we have not heard from them. Luckily, the town lets us spend that money, but I'm doing it very cautiously because it could go down to $10. So I'm using the $11 model to go through because I can always add or subtract, and that's just going well that way. So she's doing it good that way. Let's see what else.
Sue,
Mm-hmm.
when do they expect the 2020 census to be completed? Change our numbers to seniors.
Oh, I wouldn't say that until, what I heard from MCOA was that even when that happens, because I think they pushed that out a little bit more, don't expect to be using that number, the increased number of residents, to be added into your formula grant. Why, I don't know, but either they will not increase the funds in the future and just leave it. So, I mean, because I'm expecting well over 3,000 people
Right.
to be on that, compared to the 2,106, I think it is, the number is right now. But they said don't expect it for a while. So at least a year and a half. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. But the other thing they did was we pay dues to MCOA every year to be able to, you know, be privy to all their information and their website and everything and classes. And they've waived the dues. So I think it was about $600 for the year for Lunenburg. So we don't have to pay those dues this year. So that was good.
Sue,
Yep.
I'm just curious what the 2 inside events are going to be.
We have a lady coming in next where are they? And she is doing World War II letters. Her mom during World War II conversed with soldiers overseas. And is that somebody trying to get in?
No, it's my sister.
Oh,
my
okay.
God. She's fine.
And so it's like a reverse genealogy or something that she's calling it, but she saved all these letters from her correspondence with the soldiers during World War II. And then after her mother had passed away, her goal was to return the original, make copies of them and return the original letters to the family members, which she's basically done. So she's coming in for that. And the second one is going to be Ted Reinstein in November.
Oh,
20 people. And it happens to be the same night as town meeting.
oh.
So I told Heather I'd be a little late. Any other questions on the report, that report? Okay, I'll move on to the building report. The roof, the roof that we've had a problem with for many years. So the town engineer has been out and it is getting done in this capital plan and last year's capital plan, this year's capital plan. And what they're going to do, they're not going to reconfigure it. They're going to replace it with a rubber roof. So that way all the nooks and crannies are covered. It's easy to patch. It'll be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. We don't have to ruin the look of the front of the building. So that's being done. And also the kitchen reno in the new kitchen is back on the warrant for the special town meeting in November. So with that, they're going to replace the countertops and the cabinets because they are a mess. I mean, it's been 20 years plus for that kitchen, so. Somebody's on the phone.
Not me.
Hello?
Hello?
We've been hacked.
I'm not sure what that is about. Let me see. They raised their hand. Sarah, are you still hooked up on the phone?
Yeah. Yes.
Are you raising your hand? Like your little icon
No.
hand?
No.
Okay. Interesting. Anyways. So the other thing with the building report is the shuffleboard court did not hold up the way we expected it to. We had covered it through the winter. We uncovered it, it looked fine, and then it's just all the waxy covering on it is all chipped up again. So something's gonna have to look into either like those tiles that you can put down, like the snap together tiles or something. I just don't know what to do with it. It just doesn't seem to be holding up there. Any ideas? Gazebo? I don't know, but we'll have to figure something out. I went online like a month ago and I was researching some of the plastic snap together ones. And I think we had done that before, and you can pull it up and put it in the winter into the shed and things like that. So we'll see what's going on with that. I just wanted to inform you of that because DPW was out there and they were going to clean it nice for us. And they said, uh-oh, look at this. So.
Can we get David back to look at it? Maybe he can,
Who?
the one that did it.
I don't have any contact with him. I don't.
No, he's a supporter. Sue, Deb, do you want me to call him? Ask him if he wants to look at it?
You there, Deb?
I'm here.
Okay.
Do you want me to call him and ask him if he wants to look at it or get some information?
I believe it was guaranteed. That's a good option. We should go back and say, if you guarantee your work, what's the story?
That's what I'm suggesting, but it has to be him because he took care of all of that.
Right, right. I would go back to Dave and say, this man guaranteed his work. What's the story? At least
I'll
that's a
call him.
start.
I'll call him.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that's what I have on the building report. Senior tax work-off program, we lost 3 of our committee members, but we have 3 new ones. Those that could still work for town departments during the COVID shutdown did, and I think that was maybe 1 person, maybe 2. We started it up again. Let's see, my Meals on Wheels driver started in July, so he started back in July. Needless to say, depending on what department they were working for and what they had for work, they're not going to be making too much this year off of their abatement. But the good news is that program ends on November 1st, and it will start again on January 2nd, the beginning of January. And we put out a request to every single department and committee we possibly could think of to ask, be creative, think of what you need somebody to do. Do you need help? And I know there's stuff out there and people just don't realize it, in their departments, what they can have people do. So let's hope that the next year will bring a better result from that. Boston Post Kane, we've determined that Agnes Pierce, who lives down in the Whalum area, is going to be the next Boston Post Kane recipient. So I don't know what you want to do about that. We can't do a big party. We can't do a big gathering.
I would suggest that maybe we contact her family and see what they would like to do. We certainly could do something on a small scale if the family's willing. We could do something with 10 people if they want to do that. We could go to her home on a small scale, maybe just Tom Alonso, you and me, to present it. If the family wants to do that, I think we should reach out to the family. This COVID situation isn't going to change much.
Right. I
So-
think we can do 20 people here.
If they
Rather than
want-
going to her house, I
Well,
would not feel
it's up-
comfortable going into her house.
It's up to them.
Yeah.
I think we should reach out to the family at least, because it's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
We did go to Lucy Chartrand's house.
Yes, that was their preference. So I think we reach out to the family and see.
Yeah, but
What they
during
would like to
COVID,
do.
to go into somebody's house
Right.
is different. Yeah,
Right. So I think we should reach out to the family.
okay.
Thank you. Anybody have any other ideas? Okay.
Okay, so all the upcoming events are on your agenda. Healing Conversations is once a month on the 3rd Monday of the month. And like I said, the drive-through events and the yoga. We're switching up the lemonade ice cream social to fall treat drive-through. Thursday bingo is 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock on Thursdays. And then that program in October on the 23rd, Reconstructing History and Genealogy, Mom's World War II Letters. And like I said, I already marked out the big room, masks, chairs, the whole 9 yards. And that's it.
Okay. The Eagle House supporters were actually able to meet. I want to make this distinction that they are not governed by the town per se, and that's why they were able to meet and we are not. So it's not quote unquote a public meeting, and I want to make that distinction. So that's why we were able to meet as Eagle House supporters. It was in the big room, it was masked, we were all 6 feet away. It was not a comfortable meeting, shall I say. The acoustics in there are bad for people who can't hear. There was a lot of whats. There was a lot of, I can't hear you. So I'm not even as uncomfortable as I am, and we'll get to this later, as uncomfortable as I am with the Zoom meetings. I wasn't truly comfortable with that meeting either, and Marie can speak to that later on. But it was a productive meeting. Pat Kennedy ran it, and she did a great job. They voted in Donna Brown as a new member, so she is now a member of the council. Sue Doherty came in and thanked the members for all the support. She requested $7,000 and that was approved. Marie gave a fantastic recap of everything that had gone on, a summary of all the activities. It was unbelievable. She just gave a fantastic report. Jim Hayes and Dave Doran's terms were up and they were reelected to new terms. But sadly, Bob Hamill has resigned. So we need to get a replacement for him, and that will be tough because he was a wonderful member. Jim Hayes gave a fiscal 2020 year-end financial report in great detail. Sue Chaffee gave her report. She's up to date on all the thank you cards. And we received quite a bit of donating from the passing of the Montoris. And Pat Kennedy gave her sunshine report. She's been phenomenal about sending out cards to people. And please, if you know of anybody who's in need of a card, please let Pat know. She does a great, great job. Jim Hayes gave his talk about requirements of the state in regards to filling out forms and what needs to be done there. And they voted not to have another meeting until January. And I would like to bring that up under new business. So that's pretty much it, unless Marie has something else to add.
Not at all. You were fantastic. You can,
Thank you very much. All right, so that's the Eagle House supporters report. I don't see anything on here for new business, but I would kind of like to bring up something for new business, and that is that I don't know how comfortable any of you are with Zoom. I'm extraordinarily uncomfortable with it. I think that this is difficult for this particular population. I've had calls from people saying that they're not comfortable with this format. I find it difficult. I would like to propose, we can't vote because it's not on the agenda, but I would like to propose perhaps deferring some of our upcoming meetings for a couple of reasons. One is that we don't have a lot going on right now because Sue has done an extraordinary job with keeping things going, but there's not a time that we need to be concerned about in terms of new things happening at the Eagle House. I would like to propose, and I'd like your feedback, that maybe we don't meet for a couple of months unless something comes up where we can call an ad hoc meeting. I'll need to find out from Heather if that's okay, if we defer some meetings, but I know that it's caused strain for several members of our committee to try to meet through Zoom. So I'd like some feedback from you folks about maybe not having meetings for a couple of months. How do you feel about that?
Would you like a motion that,
I can't have a motion because we can't vote, because it's not on the agenda.
but if you
We
make a
don't
motion,
need a motion anyways. I talked to Kathy Herrick this morning, the town clerk, and it's totally up to us when we want to meet and when we don't want to meet. And
Okay.
so
but I'd like your feedback before I'd
Mhm.
like some discussion on this. How do you feel about these Zoom meetings?
I can support meeting, say, every other month to start, or maybe, I think every other month might be a reasonable change.
Okay.
Doesn't the
Yes.
public have to be notified?
We can
We
put it
don't-
on the town website.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we would need to do that, but how do you all feel about this Zoom presentation? And given the current constraints of what Sue's had to pull back on, how do you all feel about this? Don't all talk at once.
I know. I don't feel we're being very
Well,
productive. As you said, there's not a lot for us to do. I don't mind doing it if that's what you want to know, but I don't see the need for it right now. Sue is taking care of everything.
I like Susan O'Sullivan's suggestion, though, every other month. I would vote for that.
Sounds good.
Excuse me. I think Sue Doherty has been doing a fantastic job and has come up with far more ideas than any of us could. So keep it up, Sue.
I would go with the every other month. My whole thing is that I like the social interaction with all of you,
I know.
but oh well.
This is just hard.
Mm,
So I would do every other month. I'm going to try to get my phone working so I don't have to do this.
mhm.
Sarah, do you have some thoughts?
This is hard for me to do because I have a really old computer. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. And I think we don't need to have a meeting for a few months. Maybe after Christmas.
That's
Start in January and see how everybody is then. And if we do have something that we need that's pressing, then you could send out a notice and we could meet then. But I'm okay with this. I was a little slow getting on, but I did it.
Judy?
Can I just say too that I've purchased 2 new laptops for the girls in the office for if we have to shut down again, that they can take them home rather than use their own home computers to do work from home. So we have another laptop that Pauline uses that has video capability, and we have one in the computer room that has video capability, which Betty and Cheryl are on right now. And this way the public can still be involved. If anybody wanted to come up to the building and be in a separate room or be masked like they are and use one of the other computers, if you have a problem getting on at home, we can certainly do it here. We're not overloading the building with people or anything like that, but that's a possibility too.
okay.
Judy, do you have a thought?
It doesn't matter to me either way. I don't mind doing this or I don't mind wait. It doesn't matter. Either way.
Okay, I know Barbara Brown, who was unable to be with us today, has some difficulty with doing Zoom as well. I just want to be sensitive to all our committee members. I know that this has been difficult for some of you. I miss the social interaction unbelievably, but I feel like this is not really a substitute for being with you. And as much as I love our Brady Bunch here, I just feel like it's not much of a substitute, and I don't feel like we're super productive in this format. And it is not for me, it doesn't seem like it's a great use of a great medium for our population. So I'm hoping that soon we can actually see each other, even if it's masked. So how do you feel about meeting in either December or January?
January.
Skipping November. Is that, shall we?
We should have a Christmas meeting.
All right, let's have a Christmas meeting.
Yes,
We
I
should
agree.
do that. We should do that.
Okay.
I'll go around. How do you feel about a Christmas meeting? Pete?
In costume, especially.
Marie,
Bring your own eggnog?
I'm sorry, what?
Christmas meeting?
I'm, wherever anybody else is, I'm with that.
Judy?
Doesn't matter, that's fine.
Okay, Sarah?
Christmas meeting is fun.
Okay. Susan?
Yes.
Michael, you're back with us. I don't know how much of this you heard, but we've decided that it's difficult for some of our members to meet. So we're going to defer a November meeting and meet for Christmas. Is that okay with you?
It is okay. I've heard the whole meeting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's okay with me as well. And I did send a message out to Heather just to hope that she can get back to me on if there would be a conflict with you guys meeting every couple of months. I mean, I don't see one, but she hasn't responded to me yet.
Well, thank you, Michael. Jane, how are you on Christmas?
I would prefer January.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cheryl?
January.
January. Jane?
Christmas is okay with me.
All right. Well,
Christmas.
all right. Well, Christmas is the end of December. So does that work for the January folks? We'll do it the end of December. Does that work?
You mean like the 26th, the 27th? When?
Well, I'll have to look at a calendar and get back to you folks. Does that work? We don't have to meet on the second Tuesday. We could do it the end of December if that works for people.
Okay, that's,
And let's do that. Go ahead. You pick a date the end of December.
All right, I'll pick a date, get out to everybody, and if we announce this to the public, then we're okay with that. Is that right, Michael?
It is.
All right. All right, how's everybody feel about that? I think it would be nice and festive if we saw each other for the holidays. Does that work for the January people?
sure.
Okay.
I'll
Cheryl,
say-
Betty,
Sure. Okay.
okay? All right, let's do that because I do want to see you all for the holidays anyway. Maybe we can all have elf
You'll
costumes.
see us with masks, but okay.
All right, well, let's see. Do we have any notes and communications?
Can I just say that our Discovery Center is basically up and running. Jamie Toll, Susan O'Sullivan, and Laurie Ann Tessier are our transition navigators. They've gone through all their training with the official Discovery Center. They've set up office time. Susan's working from home. Laurie Ann comes in on a Monday and Jamie comes in on a Tuesday afternoon to utilize office space and phone space and things like that. So they're working really hard on getting things together for that. Do you have anything to add to that, Susan?
No, we're compiled a folder for people who are interested in it, and we're identifying community resources that have volunteer experiences right now. But they're pretty limited given the COVID situation.
Right. And Michael, you being one of the stakeholders, we are going to set a meeting with the stakeholders also, who are people within this community and town departments. And that would be Michael from the Board of Selectmen, Julie Bellevue, the Assistant Town Manager, Muir Hammond, the Library Director, Debbie Lincoln from the Council on Aging, and Carolyn Sargent from the Lunenburg Business Association. And the stakeholders are the people who are going to help us spread the word throughout the community. Julie not only is the Assistant Town Manager, but she's also in HR for the town too. So it's people who can spread the word where we can, you know, we feel like they can do the best, the most good. So that is going, and like Susan said, it's very difficult to do during COVID. You like to meet with these people one-on-one, people who, you know, are interested in volunteering or figuring out a new thing to do after their retirement. It's just hard. So they're trying to get it all together and they're doing a great job. And luckily, it didn't fall apart on us because that would have been very easy just to say, it's COVID. We're not doing this right now. We're gonna do it in the spring. But Willia Cooper and David Guyan from the Discovery Center really were pushing for people just to try and get it through. So that's what we're doing. And they're plodding right along with it. So that's
Okay.
that.
Good.
We're on to board comment, and I just have one comment. I have a concern more than a comment. The rocks have never been dealt with, and I know it's a sore subject. However, we're coming up on winter and plowing and parking, and I just wondered if we're going to approach this at all. Again, my concern is that parking, I know we're not having a lot of people come to the Eagle House. Sue, do you see any people parking on the street now?
Yes.
Yeah, do you think these rocks are going to be an issue when we have plowing and people parking on the street?
Just as much as they always are. We did see one person hit one as they were trying to maneuver in there. They backed into one.
Oh.
And then another couple were trying to park and they couldn't get their door open and whatnot. But I remember, was it at the June meeting or maybe the one way before that? And we met in March before all this happened, right?
Yes.
Michael, didn't you suggest that a letter be written from the Council on Aging to the owner of the property?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. And I also did, you know, I think we know that there's some political sensitivities here, given who owns the property and their relations to members on the Board of Selectmen. So I did try to approach it, you know, offline just to see on a more personal side if it can be done. That request was denied. So the town is going to have to, I also spoke with DPW and the chief of police because it's on a public way and the town gets a certain level of, you know, on the sides of every road, the town has easement basically. And so since it's in that easement zone, you know, whether or not we could just remove it. The answer was yes, but that the more appropriate response is to try to work with the property owner who placed them there before we take that step. But it sounds as if nothing's, you know, the homeowner is not willing to make any concessions here. So, okay, I'll follow up.
Michael, do you think it would do any good if we did send a letter, a very nice letter requesting the removal and explaining the problems that it's creating with our elders?
I do. I think it would be beneficial as a necessary first step. Perhaps not first step. Maybe this is like the third or fourth step. But I think it would be beneficial in just relaying that, hey, we are still having this problem. And if anything could be done to help resolve this, that would be.
Okay.
Isn't it possible that may be eventually part of the Safe Streets sidewalk?
The sidewalk's going to be on the other side of the road. Based on the plans that are being presented, they're going to be closer to the Eagle House side. That's where that expansion is being targeted. But it does bring up the issue about, you know, parking on that side, that we do kind of rely on people to park over there, and it's really not possible. So although technically not covered by that Safe Streets program, I think that there is a safety issue that we're all aware of and that needs to get addressed.
Okay, thank you.
I was,
Go ahead.
whoops. I was just wondering if one of the people that has been affected by it shouldn't go to a selectmen's meeting and bring it up in the beginning during, you know, the whatever, you know, when you can speak, just because that will bring it sort of at a different, you know, a town public forum, you know, as opposed to just doing it with our organization where it doesn't get visibility.
I don't know. I only know of one couple. I don't know who the others were. It was just watching them, and I don't even know if they realized that they hit them, because it was one of those crunching things. And during the police car show.
Yes.
I
yeah,
know they've been hit a couple times with some of
Right.
the classic cars, so.
Right.
Definitely.
All right, would you like me to draft a letter and I will send it out for your approval and then we'll get it
We all
out there?
should sign it.
We all should sign it. So I'll get it out for your approval and then we'll send it around for you all to sign. How do you all
Sounds
feel
good.
about
Sure.
that? Okay, all right, I'll get that out to you. All right, any other board comments on anything?
No.
All right, so we'll get you a date in December so we can have a virtual get together. A virtual Christmas get together because we all miss each other. I know that. If not, maybe COVID will let up and let us have a real Christmas get together. It'd be wonderful to see you all, but I doubt that. So we will have a virtual Christmas get together. I will get a letter out to you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Comment, Betty?
Second.
Oh, a second.
That's
Thank
my,
you.
that's my
That's
second
second.
girl right
All
there.
right. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed?
You do roll call.
All right, Pete? Yes? You-
Yes.
All right, Marie can't vote. Judy?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Susan?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes.
Yes.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Betty? Diane?
I thought I said yes
Oh,
before.
that's okay. Diane?
Yes.
All right, thank you for all for being here and we'll see you. Michael doesn't vote.
That's right.
Sorry, Michael. I didn't.
All right.
All right. See you anon.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you for being here.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Best Beatty bunch
Bye,
ever.
everybody.
Thank you.